Greetings, everyone. It's me. How the heck are you doing this evening? Well, then again, I could save my voice till somebody shows up. I don't have to sit here and talk to myself. Hate when I do that. Hate when I argue with myself and lose. I hate all that. That joke's getting old. Lame. Boring. It happens, though. It happens. Hello, Thomas Potson. Hello, Mike Richards. Greetings from Columbus, Ohio. And greetings to Cinnabon, our resident R2D2 builder. I will try not to lose playing with myself either. No. So, what are you gentlemen up to tonight? It's Tuesday night. The Cinnabon's doing nothing. I wasn't doing too much now. That's why I'm here. Let's see here. Oh, Cinnabon was about to watch the Hobbit movie. The real Hobbit movie or the fictional documentary about Anti-Trekker? I'm not sure which Hobbit people are talking about. One of the new three. Poor Thomas is working like normal. Well, Thomas, you should have some time off this weekend. And I will be streaming like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So at some point you ought to be around there to be able to do some Chatbox. Just Cinnamon, just throw all three up in the air. Whichever hits the ground first, that's the first one. I don't know. Or you could just Google it. Google should tell you which movie is first. I would think. Hey, Jaggy. That would be the best thing, though. Just Google the movies and you'll figure out which ones are first. So we've got the tentative plans for the weekend with the live stream. Oh, Cinnabon doesn't want the effort. Do you want me to do it for you? Hello, Professor. Um, the tentative plans is for the 48 hours, but by the time that starts, there will be other stipulations put in that it could possibly go another 24 hours. So it could end up a 72-hour stream, but that will depend upon a lot of things that happen during the stream. So if certain criteria are met during the streaming game thing, this could go to a 72-hour stream, but it will stay with 48 hours off the bat. Oh, Dandelion Fluff. But I'm definitely ending it no matter what on a Monday, so I can get a little bit of sleep before work. So that's all I'm going to admit to right now. There will be definitely Jackbox games. Be a few other things. Hello, TWTG. Chris is in the house. Could be some random guests showing up throughout that stream too. Just never know. Hello, bees.
I didn't want you to be all lonely up here.
Oh hell, I'm used to being up here by myself for a lot. It's usually it takes about 20-30 minutes before somebody shows up.
Yeah, the only problem with using a mobile device is I can't see chat. So,
Well, that and they overheat quite often with StreamYards.
yeah. And what really sucks is like I bought like a really expensive Galaxy, like one of the like newest models, and dropped it. And I guess it hit in a certain way that it not only cracked the screen, I mean, it just totally went black. Like
Oops.
nothing came on. And I'm like, and only had it for like 3 months. And I'm like, damn it.
Howdy, Poe and Mike. I'm not completely stocked up on the supplies, but that can wait until Thursday night. So then I don't eat all the supplies beforehand. I want to get the supplies when it's time because I plan on going to bed early Thursday night so I can get plenty of good sleep before the stream starts. Hello, Gap. Because since I already know for sure I do not have to go to the farm at all this weekend. I was told that from the boss. And I turned around and told him, well, then I've made other plans, so don't change your mind at the last second and think I'm coming out. That
They're
will
like,
not
hey,
happen.
come in.
That will not happen. He already knows since he told me that I had it up that I will not come in at the last second to do something like load a damn truck. I plan on starting the stream at 11 a.m. Friday morning Central Time.
Cool.
So then the most I have to do, or the least I have to do is till Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time.
What are you doing, a marathon or something?
I'm doing a 48-hour live stream,
Oh, wow.
but there will be options during the 48 hours to extend it to a maximum of 72 hours.
That would be crazy.
That'll blow any of my prior live streams out of the window if I have to stay going for 72 hours.
Are you actually going to be awake for this?
I am going to attempt to be awake for the majority of it, yes. Hello, John DeMarco. But I still do have those options that I can take a 2-hour nap once for every 24-hour, but it has to be on camera so everybody can sit there and make fun of me as I toss and turn. And I will even leave the volume on this time so they can hear me snore and make fun of that too. Usually I'd shut the microphone off so they wouldn't hear me snore and laugh at it, but
What kills me is like people that's like, they say, I don't snore. I'm like, how do you know you're asleep?
and
Because
get
my
yeah,
ex-wife,
hold on. Gap, it starts Friday, not Saturday.
yeah, my ex-wife used to snore so bad. And I'm like, I'm a light sleeper. It takes me forever to go to bed.
I know I
And
snore. because when I used to do little bus trips on Greyhound back in the younger days, if I got so exhausted that I'd finally fall asleep, because it's not easy for me to sleep on a moving vehicle, I would wake myself up from my own snoring.
I've done that before. Yeah, but she snored so loud. I eventually had to tell her, like, look, you know, we're gonna have to, like, you sleep in that room and I sleep in this room. So
I,
we
hey,
ended up,
I, I,
go
I had
ahead.
that too. I had that too with somebody.
Plus, sometimes she would like kind of talk in her sleep. She would like mumble like, and that would like spook me out. That would creep me out.
My
But
problem was way too clingy. Would have to try to sleep on top of me the
oh
entire night,
yes,
and I cannot stand that.
me
I
either.
I've got to be able to move. I like to have a certain position where I can hang my body half off the bed, shit like that, and it just got way too annoying.
I'm the type of person that's gonna be really cold. I mean, I only sleep with a sheet on top, with my feet hanging out. And
I,
I had a cat one time. Well, because I got back problems, and so I have to like every 5 minutes I have to like switch sides because it'll start hurting. And I had a cat that would like love to like sleep like right against my leg, and I would like turn over, and then it would like get up on my leg, and 5 minutes later I'd go to the other side, and I felt bad for the cat because I didn't want to interrupt his sleep. And finally I had to just shut him out of the like out of the room. But
I didn't worry about that because cats sleep all damn day too.
yeah. And so now I got this one, and I keep my bedroom door shut, and it like if I don't get up at a certain time, it will meow at my door and scratch, and it would wake me up. And it knows it's playtime to like let it out. And like if I don't get up, he just does it even louder. He'll stick his mouth under the crack of the door and start meowing like, "Wake up, you bastard!"
I'd probably be like, yeah, you're finding a new home. You keep doing this. I want to sleep in on a day.
And then I'll let him out. He'll stay out for a couple hours, and then it's so hot down here that he can't take the heat, and he stays out for a couple hours, and he immediately like just plops on the floor because it's cold, and then probably like the rest of the day, he'll sleep.
And no, Thomas Potts, it's not racist if I don't do 72 hours.
What?
Thomas just likes to accuse me of that for everything. Next, he'll tell me I'm cheating. Just wait, it'll come.
He's gonna put a mannequin up in the chair.
Hey, wonder if I can get myself a mannequin before now and then. It'd be more funny if I could find a blow up doll before then, set it in the chair.
That would be funny.
And yes, Gap, there could be costume changes during this whole marathon too. Except for the T Rex. There's no way I can put the inflatable T Rex outfit on inside the place. No.
Can you even sit down in those things?
Not the inflatable T Rex, no.
Oh.
Unless I let some of the air out of it. Then what's the point? It's not inflated.
Every cosplay show, convention I seen on YouTube, you always see one of those things.
See, that's the thing. I'm passing up a good opportunity because this weekend here in town, there's big carnival shit going on all weekend. That would have been a good opportunity for me to run around the damn thing in the T Rex while being filmed, being an idiot. Since I
Hell
hate the
yeah.
damn, but since I hate that damn thing so damn much anymore, and I hate going anywhere around it, I would prefer to do a marathon live stream.
Well, you can like do part of the marathon at the carnival with the suit
No,
on.
I can't live stream. My phone don't pick up signals worth of shit, and there's no
Mm.
way I could live stream it. This town sucks with cell coverage.
Oh, let me tell you a story. My parents, they lived in the panhandle of Florida, in between Panama City and Tallahassee. They're like right on the coast, right? And it's nothing but forest all around them. And they bought 5 acre lots like way back in the day, really cheap. And the lots on either side of them, like nobody for decades bought them. And it's so out of the way, right? That you like it's a dead zone for cell phones. And like the whole town knows that. So I forgot which cell company, but they came to my parents and they're like, "Hey, you know, can we put up a tower on your property and we'll pay you so much a month or whatever, to have this antenna, and that way, this area won't be a dead zone." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll do that." So they brought out like a geologist or whatever. They test the soil to make sure that it's got a good foundation or whatever. And they sent somebody out for that, and everything was ready to go. And right about that time where they were in negotiation with it, this really egomaniac contractor guy was wanting to turn the rest of the lots into a subdivision, but my parents' properties will sit right in the middle of this subdivision, right? So he came to my dad and offered like, "Hey, I'll give you so much money if like in the back you let us build a road that will connect this subdivision." And my dad is like, "No." And because he was wanting to turn the whole thing into subdivision, but my parents' log cabin is right smack in the middle, so the guy wanted to put a road that connected them. But anyway, so he was ready to buy this property and everything. So they were about to put up the cell tower, and he went to the what do they call it, the county seat or whatever, or the county commission, and
Yeah.
he tried to get it shot down. He's like, "It'll be an eyesore because I'm planning on making a subdivision, and it's going to lower the property value or whatever." And well, no, his first argument was, "Well, what if it falls?" Is like, how can you be sure that it's not going to fall on my property? So that was his first argument, that in a bad storm or hurricane, because they're right on the coast. Like a hurricane comes, they're worried about the tower falling over onto their property. So the cell phone company brought out an expert, and with the county commission, like, they're like, "Okay, get the expert, whatever, and come back on this date." So the expert said, "We can build it where if it comes down, it will come down on my parents' property, no matter what." So when they went to the hearing, or the next county hearing, uh, the experts, said, "Hey, look, here's what you wanted. If it comes down, it will come down on their property." And they still shut it down. And the funny thing of the story is this guy ended up backing out of buying the property. So he went through all that and ended up backing out and not even buying the property. And my parents could have made like a lot of money because they were willing to pay a lot of money each month just to have a tower on their property.
Could have got free cell service
Yeah,
too.
and the guy ends up not even buying the land in the end. Because even now when I talk to my mom, it breaks up. It gets no signal. They live they call it Tate's Hell Forest. And the reason they call it Tate's Hell is this is a true story. It's called Tate's Hell National Forest. And I'm like, well, why do they call it Tate's Hell? And I don't know, this is probably back in the 1800s or 1700s or whatever. This guy named Tate went out hunting in the forest, and somehow he ended up getting lost. And for like days and days, and he got bitten by snakes. He almost died. He couldn't find food, and this went on for days. And finally, he reached back to, I guess, civilization or somebody's, whatever. And they're like, "Hey, like, where you been?" It's like, we've been looking for you. And he said, "I've been in hell." So they named it Tate's Hell.
Oh, oh, T-Rex run was canceled. They knew they couldn't do it without me.
What got canceled?
A little race here in town. They were going to do a T-Rex run, and they know they
Oh,
can't do it without me, so they canceled it. Ha ha ha! I am the ultimate T-Rex.
the Ultimo.
That's right. I'm so good I even mess around in the snow in it. Multi-gunman is in the house. Hello, multi-gunman. And Arabic Sonder has popped in.
What's up, people? Even though I can't see you.
Well, here, I put it up on the screen, just going, hey, Deech, how's it going? It's
Oh,
going good.
yeah.
We're just making plans here, chilling, hanging, thinking about that 48-hour live stream this weekend.
Hey, Deej, I gotta make a call. If I try to like send a text or something, like while I'm on a stream, it will like mess up the stream. So I'm gonna pop off here for a minute and then come back on.
Go ahead. I can keep things going here.
Alrighty.
Yes, 48 hours, multi-gunman in Arabic. It is set in stone. Starting Friday. We will go 48 hours, maybe 72, depending upon how things work out. But it is a definite 48-hour live stream. And if we decide to go 72, well, then I'll be here until Monday. Won't that be grand? Well, if there's 48 hours of nakedness, the camera will not be on. No, Cinnabon, I'm not going 96 hours. No, I draw the line. I draw the line on 72. Yeah, but see that, Mike? You didn't even know I gave it to you until you double checked. Ha! Coffee doesn't really work on me. I could drink a whole pot of coffee and go straight to sleep at night. So caffeine is not like something that keeps me awake. Well, I'm not a good YouTuber, Thomas, so you can't use that argument against me. I'm a piss poor crappy YouTuber. So you can't use the 100-hour thing against me. Jeez.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can only do one thing at a time.
Jackie, me drinking on a live stream where I'm supposed to stay awake wouldn't be a good idea.
That's true.
And I have Fireball.
Fireball.
I have some Fireball already. I have Apple Pucker. Yes, I will have Mountain Dew Zeros. I will have Coke Zeros. I will have Dr. Pepper Zeros.
You better have the other Coke.
I will take bathroom breaks. This ain't holding the Wii for 48 hours. No, I will take bathroom breaks. I can at least get up and go to a bathroom. Jeez.
Well, you're gonna have to
Gonna kill
like come
me.
up with a topic. What's gonna be the topic?
Gonna be random topics all over the place. And I have no idea when I'll take the 2 hour nap. Because I start off at 11 o'clock in the morning. I may not get exhausted until well into the next day. So I whenever it hits me.
Me, I can stay awake for days and days and won't even get tired.
Well, I used to be able to do that when I was younger. But I'm getting older now, so plus I'm not in the best of health. So I push it where I can and but no, I'm not drinking until near the end of the stream.
Well, that's a good idea.
So we will know by Saturday night or so whether or not that this will get pushed to 72 hours. And if
And then
not,
when you drink, we want to see you smashed.
well, that's going to be probably while most people are asleep then, because if I'm going to get smashed towards the end of my stream, that's either going to have to be that'd have to be Sunday morning.
We'll start drinking early.
Yeah, if I
Saturday,
drink,
Saturday, Saturday night.
yeah, if I get smashed on a Saturday night, it could
Well,
end
that's
up
when you
like
take your 2 hours. To take your 2 hour.
I'll never wake up after for 2 hours if I'm smashed. The last time I got smashed on a live stream was my birthday, and I don't even remember shutting the damn stream down.
That's why I quit drinking because when I drink, I get really bad hangovers. Like the next day, I will be in bed all day puking. I mean,
I
even if I just drink a little bit, the hangovers are so bad, and I'm like,
I
it's
normally
not worth
don't
it.
get I normally don't get hangovers, but then again, the last decade I've drank maybe 3 times a year. That's all. But when I do it to excess. Usually I'm still
Yeah, that's
drunk when
me.
I wake up. And usually I'm still drunk when I wake up, so that's why there's no hangover because then it just gradually wears off throughout the day after I wake up.
Now it has to be a very special occasion for me to drink. Like I did the ambiance has to be right. Like the other night, um, my neighbor who I'm friends with, his wife's friend's truck, like the CV joint just fell off. So we were out there trying to fix it, and then like other neighbors came out, like trying to like lend a hand and somebody had some beer and we're all drinking and more neighbors came out and it became like a little party. And so I got pretty good and drunk, and that's a rare occasion. And what's funny is like somebody called the cops. I mean, it was probably only maybe 10 of us. And this woman cop rose up and we're like, yeah, can we help you? And she's like, well, somebody called and complained. What is that?
I'm replying to somebody in the chat something better than alcohol and, well, a vape.
What is that thing? A vape?
It's a vape with a
So this,
special
yeah,
substance in it.
this lady cop pulls up and she's like, "Yes, somebody called. We, complain of loud music." And we're like, "There's not even been no music at all." And we're like, we hadn't even heard anybody else around here playing music. And I'm like, yeah, I bet somebody called complaining that there was a group of people, because where my apartments are like really high class, like high, you know lawyers and judges and cops live here. Um, so somebody probably called and complained that there's a lot of people outside and they're drinking. And the cop just used the excuse that, oh, we got a complaint of loud music. She probably just wanted to check to see what's going on.
Having an
Which
orgy. That's what's
which I
going
have
on.
a cop that lives next to me, so we're like, hey, we know so and so. We got it. Well, one of my other neighbors that lives right beside him, he's like, I got his number. If you want to talk to him, he knows us. And she's like, no, no, she was a real friendly, cop. I mean, she wasn't, being bitchy or no. She was real friendly. And you're like, yeah, we're like, yeah, we're not playing music. We're trying to fix his truck and just hanging out. She's like, cool. We talked to her, just kind of shooting the shit for a little while with her. She was actually a cool cop.
Let's see here. What else about this weekend? I know it's going to be some Chatbox games. I know
Uh,
that if we get extremely bored in the middle of the night, we may watch some public domain movies and rip on
what,
them.
what kind of movies?
Public domain.
80s cheesy, sleazy
Well,
slasher movies.
it has to be in public domain because I've already got hit once. I got a warning sitting on my ass. I don't want to strike.
I used to do movie channels with 80s sleaze and cheese, and every one of them got deleted
I,
because
I'm
it was.
I
Yeah,
made
go
it
ahead.
through Night of the Living Dead. Had no problem with Night of the Living Dead, but as soon as I did Santa Claus Conquers Mars,
Oh, that's a crazy movie.
and the last I knew that was supposed to be in public domain, but that's the one that got me nailed.
What? I've
Yep.
seen that played on YouTube before.
Hello, son of a red shirt.
Yeah, so yeah, all my movie channels got deleted, because it showed too much nudity, and I've been too lazy to start a new one. But I used a different account. But the Charlie here.
But yeah, that's why I have to be really, really careful on. I've been sitting on this. Actually, it was the very first 48 hours live stream I did that I got nailed with that warning, and that was 2 years ago. I've been going two
What was the
years with a
warning for?
warning because I played Santa Claus versus the Martians.
Oh, that was the warning. Okay.
Yep. And hello, Richie Poole and Kapla Bird. Bird, you're supposed to be asleep.
Hey, Bird, what's up? Yeah, Santa Claus is that was a messed up movie.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially when you go and find a list of movies that are stated as public domain, and
Yes,
YouTube still
and
fucks
what's
with you.
weird is those older movies, they tend to pass. They don't get struck or anything.
But yeah, that kind of screwed me up because I had to re-edit shit, and we lost a good section of that 48-hour live stream just because of that.
Well, I think strikes they go away like after,
Yeah,
I
but
think.
the warning never goes away until you get a strike.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I've had that warning for 2 years now. I've rode that
What?
thin line for 2 years. It never goes away until you get a strike.
And then somebody told me you can go to terms of service school online and it'll remove a strike. You like watch a video or something and it'll
I don't
remove
know.
the strike.
I just know that there will be a couple of conditions to push this to a 72-hour stream. One of which I will state right now. If I manage to hit 800 subs before the 48 hours is up, I will continue with the 24-hour more. The other, I'm holding back as a surprise till the beginning of the stream on Friday.
I didn't look. How close are you to 800?
Oh shit, I still need like 61.
Oh,
That's why I don't think I have to worry about that one. It used to be closer, but shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm not going to show zombie strippers from outer space. I won't do that.
Strip club massacre.
Though it might be fun if it's the middle of the night and we get really bored, we might rip on Night of the Living Dead because that's always fun to rip on.
You know what surprised me is I put up a movie called Assault of the Killer Bimbos, and I didn't get a strike for that.
I wish Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was in public domain.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be a fun movie to rip on. Or The Toxic Avenger. That would be fun to rip on.
Oh, yes. Trauma movies are, you can't go wrong with trauma.
They're always the most fun to rip on because of how they are. But I keep going back and watching them, so there's got to be something to it.
I think trauma movies are like public domain because Lloyd Kaufman, he wants like he's pro like free like show it, you know.
I sit there and I go and I pull up these lists. They've got a list of public domain movies in the United States. And then you go look at it and you try to figure out, okay, what exactly is here? And trying to find something that might be interesting enough to rip on, but cheesy enough to actually make fun of it and have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find them. I mean, maybe The Brain That Won't Die. Now that might be fun.
Yeah. Is that the one with the woman with her head cut off?
Yes. Back in. I mean, there is one that I would like to rip on, but I can't play it on YouTube.
Which one is that?
Debbie Does Dallas.
Oh.
That would be fun to rip on. But
that girl
there's
that plays Debbie.
there's no way we could get by with that one.
I've never seen that before, and I just recently watched that like last year, and you know, it's an old movie, and from my life experience, and I watched it, the main actress that plays Debbie, she was tweaked out of her mind in there, and you can tell, like big time, like she was tweaking bad. It
Okay,
was almost laughable.
I think I found one.
Oh,
I think I found one that's a good one.
there's some public domain ones with Tracy Lords in it.
I can't do those on stream, bees.
What about Alien from LA?
No, I think I found one. The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price.
Oh yeah. That's sort of like Omega Man, right?
Oh yeah.
I have an Omega Man T-shirt from 13 O'Clock Podcast.
And if I wanted to get really cheesy, I could go with Roger Corman and Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh right, you can't go wrong with Roger Corman.
So there's a few things that I can pick from that might be okay.
Roger Corman is the king of cheese.
Got to be a. It's going to have to be a cheesy movie, depending upon who else is around that night while we're reviewing it, so we can make fun of it properly, and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
It definitely helps the time go fast. If I wanted to get really in trouble, I could try to find me Terror of Tiny Town before then.
Mhm.
That's that western with nothing but little people.
I have never. That
It's
sounds wild.
it's a western from 1938, American musical western thing, and it's all little people in it.
That sounds wild.
That would probably be hilarious to rip onto.
That would be good to rip on.
I just got to see if I can find for that. Then there's like the old Superman cartoons from the 40s. You could watch. That could be like a Saturday morning part of the stream. Even though
Yeah.
Wesley Germ might get mad if I'm doing cartoons on a Saturday morning. I don't want to take his shtick from him. Now, there's a few movies to choose from. I know I have Night of the Living Dead, and I know I have Last Man on Earth.
What I wish they would let me upload, but it gets blocked, is Troll 2. That's gotta be the what do they call it? So bad it's good. Or Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Multi Gunman says a midget musical western. Well, fuck, I'm all in on that. And Mercer, is it public domain? Because that's what I have to do. I can't do just anything. I have to do public domain movies.
But like you said, Deej, I saw things that were public domain and I got struck for it.
Yeah, I have to double check and make sure which ones are what and all that. And plus, I'm also a little more savvy on how to fight things ever since that idiot comedian tried to claim my music video. And now get this, he tried to claim my music video for his music video that he put a full year out after mine.
You know, I did my own video of me walking to the store to get a fajita, and I uploaded it, and it says I have a copyright claim, and I'm like, how in the hell do I get a copyright claim on my own stuff?
And no, I don't see Night of the Lupus in public domain, Shifty. Not yet.
Oh, that's a crazy one.
But yeah, and of course YouTube is so damn lazy and stupid. They could easily see that mine came out a full year ahead, but they still tell me, well, it's up to them to release the claim on it. So I finally wrote them and said, hey, you either release the claim or we're going to court and I will sue you for big bucks. And
Yeah.
it's so easy to prove that yours came out a full year after mine. You will lose. You will pay my lawyer fees and you will pay me money in the pocket. And within 20 minutes, the whole thing was gone. The claim was gone. Here's one movie I definitely would not watch.
What's that?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh no.
No, I'm not watching it. I don't know. I don't know. Even if I get really desperate for something, I could always use my Cosme and play something back there. And we just talk about it out here on the stream while others are watching it in the back. But I've had so many people get mad at me because I was doing that for a while. Once a week, I was doing like a party for a movie and doing it. And I had tons of hits for Kingdom of the Spiders, but they were so mad because they actually couldn't watch it on my channel. And they weren't around that night that we did it, so they couldn't watch it in the backstage area either where I was playing it.
I think Spider Island is safe.
I know this list used to be bigger for public domain movies, and it's like a whole bunch of them have been wiped out last time I looked at it.
I usually get mine off of archive.org, and it tells you if it's public domain or not.
I mean, even IMDb has a whole list of supposed public domains, but you can't go by that. And some of these movies are so old, nobody'd want to watch them
Yeah.
free.
I know this one channel, I don't know probably if you heard of her or not, it's called Cult Cinema Classics, and it's ran by some chick in the UK, and surprisingly she has a lot, like hundreds of thousands of subs. And the channel name is Cult Cinema Classics, and she will play like 1930s romantic drama movies. And I'm like, this girl does not even know what a cult classic is.
And if we get extremely bored during this 48 hours, I may even do a Deej version of Name That Tune.
Oh, that would be cool.
But of course, since it's my version, well, there definitely will be songs included by Weird Al and people like that. Just because I can do it.
I used to love that show. I grew up watching that show.
I mean, all right. Here's a little. Who'd want to watch for 12 minutes Fatty's Magical Pants from 1914?
Oh gosh. Yeah, that girl, she would play like western movies and romantic dramas from like old day, and I'm like, this girl does not even know what a cult classic is.
I had somebody that questioned me about what a cult classic movie is because they thought it was any movie that was about a cult.
No, something like Rocky Horror Picture Show. What else would be a cult classic? Hell, I don't know. I can't even think right now.
They asked me, they were like, well, I can see why Rocky Horror would be a cult classic, but I didn't see any cults in Night of the Living Dead. How could that be a cult classic?
Oh man.
I was like, really? Really? That's right. They Live, UHF, both cult classic movies. Escape from New York, also a cult classic movie.
Yes, I love that movie.
Escape from New York was the first movie I ever saw in the drive-in. I was 9 years old.
And from the same 13 o'clock podcast that I got my shirt from, I also got a Snake Plissken shirt. from them.
Yes, the original Blob I would consider a cult classic movie.
Yes. And he recently sent me a Canon Films logo because of course, older people would know Canon Films would make the cheesiest like bad cheesy movies.
I thought
So,
Canon made some good ones.
so I have a Canon Films logo T-shirt. I have a Wayland Utani T-shirt from Aliens. I have an OCP T-shirt logo from RoboCop. I have a Tyrell Replicants logo from Blade Runner. He sent me a lot of T-shirts. Oh, I finally got a text from him.
No, I don't think Cloverfield is a prequel to Escape from New York.
Who said that?
Shifty.
That's not
Because
even in the same ballpark.
it's a comedy thing because when you see the cover for Escape from New York, you see the Statue of Liberty's head in the middle of New York,
Oh,
and Cloverfield knocked the Statue of Liberty's head into New York.
oh, okay, I got you. Escape from L.A. was New York was the best, but L.A.
Yeah,
was easy too.
I didn't mind Escape from LA. Sure, the CGI screen stuff was kind of iffy, but I did enjoy a lot of the characters in there,
Yeah. Oh, was
especially
what's her name? I don't know if she was in the New York or L.A. Adrienne Barbeau.
he was in the New York one.
Okay, okay. Yeah, she was in all of the like, you know, cheesy movies. Swamp Thing.
The Fog.
Yeah, The Fog. I loved her in The Fog.
It's the best character in the whole damn Escape from LA was the Surgeon General of LA.
Was that the Isaac Hayes character?
No, that was Escape from New York.
Oh.
Escape from LA was Mr. Evil Dead himself.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know, it'd be a good one. I don't know if it would be safe to upload. Dr. Giggles.
No, that would not be safe either. That's not public domain.
Oh, okay.
If I was going to go that way, I'd go with Motel Hell.
That's a good one.
Motel Hell is always a good, especially when you see Beulah Ballbricker in it. Like I'd do Porky's if I could, but I can't.
I used to have like, oh man, all the crazy ones. Ghost Ship had that one. That was safe. Um, man, I had some crazy ones.
But that's just random ideas on how to get through 48 hours with
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out with that, to like pass the time.
the Jackbox will make time go quick. We get playing Jackbox and it's gonna be like there goes 2 or 3 hours real quick there, just
What's
ripping
Jackbox?
on each other. Jackbox, it's games that we throw up. Sometimes you're just answering random questions and you're making it the
Oh,
craziest you can and everything else. And yes, Gap, the original My Bloody Valentine was good.
yes,
Not
yes.
the remake. That remake sucked.
Oh, I know what is safe. I know this for a fact because I know somebody had put it up. 976 Evil Part 2.
If I was really, really cruel and could get by with it, I would make people watch the fourth Porky's movie.
Oh man.
Though it technically is better than Porky's 3.
Like I said, I wish they would let me put up Troll 2. That was just a really bad movie. So bad it's good.
Gypsy's like, the remake had 3D boobs though. I don't care about 3D boobs if the rest of the movie sucks. The boobs aren't going to carry it. They're only going to carry that short little section, and that's it. And I can't just
Yeah,
rewatch that section over and over and over and call myself watching the movie.
yeah, I
Nothing,
grew up.
nothing is worth it if it gets me shut down. No,
No. Yep.
I
Nothing's
just,
worth that.
I just found Porky's that fourth Porky's movie amusing because no, it didn't have any of the original people in it. It did have characters like Pee Wee, Tommy, Meat, Porky, Porky's daughter. So this was a totally different Porky's daughter than the one that
Was
was
that
in the
the
movie.
Revenge
No, no,
one?
no. This is Porky's 4.
I didn't know they made a part 4.
Yeah, that's why I was explaining. It doesn't have any of the original cast members. They got younger people playing the parts and only specific ones in there. And the whole premise is Tommy, Pee Wee, and Meat go to Porky's. Of course, they get shafted again. Porky's daughter is trying to help Porky run the business and make him money, but he doesn't want to listen to her because she's a woman. So she goes back, talks Pee Wee into having a party at his uncle's house. They trash the place. So then she talks Pee Wee. He's not supposed to be back for a month. So she talks Pee Wee into opening up a whorehouse at his uncle's place just to prove that she can do it and make all the money to replace everything that was broken in the house in the first place.
If I knew how to edit, um, my favorite movie is Body Double, but it keeps getting blocked because there's one song in there, Relax from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. If I knew how to like edit that song out, um, I could post it.
And
But I don't.
Casparius, if you haven't seen them, you gotta at least watch Porky's 1 and 2.
Yes.
3 if you just want to finish the storyline with the original cast members, but 1 and 2 are the must. 3 was kind of blah, blah, blah. The only
Lassie.
funny the only funny part in Porky's 3 was when Tommy ends up in bed with Beulah Ballbricker.
Remember Lassie?
Oh yeah. Kim Cattrall. Of course, she made it big with everything else. She was our
Yeah.
Lassie. But that still wasn't even the funniest part of the movie. The funniest part came after that when the coaches were in with the principal trying to discuss what they were going to do about Tommy hanging his thingy out in the girls' locker room.
You know, I was watching something on that movie and they said they cut that part out.
I don't know. I've always seen it.
I know. I thought I'm like I remember seeing that part.
I
I'm like,
I wish the movie was more like the book. I
there's
used
a
to have the
book.
I used to have the book Porky's, and
I didn't even know there was a book.
Lassie and the coach hook up again out in the swamp right after they tear down Porky's. So she's out howling out there because he stuffed the glove box full of dirty gym socks and shit. And they think there's some kind of swamp creature out in the swamp because she's howling out there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know there was a book.
And there's a part also that they didn't show in the movie when Meat runs off after Cherry Forever thing happens.
Yeah.
They're looking around the swamp for him, and they keep hearing this. This explains in the movie, you hear them when they first get back. You hear them going. Well, in the book, it explains they found meat laying down in the water, trying to suck air through a reed tube. So all you saw was this reed tube sitting up, and meat with a woody with his pecker hanging up out of the water like a periscope.
Uh,
And that's why that part's in the movie with them blowing the noises when meat shows up and he tells them, I got something to blow. Because that didn't make the movie, but that's what happened for him.
you know what really makes me mad is this is a crucial part of the original Blade Runner, is at the end when he picks up the little origami unicorn, and people are wondering, like, why did he leave that little origami unicorn? You know, but they deleted the part out where where he keeps having a dream of a unicorn, so that implies that he's a replicant. So that it makes me mad that they left that part out, because people that watch it, they're like, well, why is he looking at the origami unicorn? And they cut the part out where he keeps dreaming about a unicorn in the dream, in his dream, because the whole point is they put in false memories and dreams and all that. And I'm like, why would they cut that part out?
Because they didn't think at the time when they were editing. That's why. It just comes down to simple editing and people not knowing what the hell they're doing.
Oh, another cheesy one, a good rip on is I think it was called Midnight Shift, or Grave Shift.
Graveyard Shift?
Graveyard Shift, yeah.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Another one would be Cujo.
Cujo. Gosh, I
Or
hadn't seen
or
that
or,
movie.
or Pet Cemetery would be fun ones to rip on, but there's no way I could get by with it on YouTube. But they
The
would be
first one,
hilarious.
the first one is not safe, but the second one I've seen on YouTube is Fright Night Part 2.
The original one.
Well, the original one gets blocked, but Part 2,
No, I'm
they
talking the original part two. Because there was Fright Night 1 and 2 originally in the 80s, and then they had the two remakes.
oh, I didn't even know that.
Because the remake of Fright Night stars David Tennant.
I didn't even know they remade that movie.
Oh, yeah.
You're so cool, Brewster. That's one of my favorite movies. That I love that one. Poltergeist is another favorite. I grew up on Poltergeist.
Be fun if some of the Planet of the Apes movies were in public domain. Get your damn dirty paws off me, you stinking apes.
Mm.
And yes, Pimpin' Pee Wee was the fourth Porky's movie.
Pimpin' Pee Wee.
Oh, Pimpin' Pee Wee. It came out in 2009, I think.
Oh my, gosh! I thought this was back in the 80s.
Oh, that's why I said none of the original cast were in it. They were way
Yeah.
too old. And plus, you got some dead cast members now anyway, so they couldn't do it.
I remember my parents renting Porky's from the video store, and I was a kid, and I remember my parents making me and my brother like go to bed early so they can watch it.
Now, see, I had a neighbor that had a gigantic Laserdisc collection. So I would just go borrow movies from him, and he had Porkies and all that, and that's where I'd get them
You had a
from.
Laserdisc player?
Oh yeah. Hello, Ruff. I had Pioneer Laserdisc player. I
Cool.
had a few Laserdiscs of my own, but I always went over to the neighbors and borrowed from him because he had like hundreds of them.
Them things weren't cheap back then either.
Well, he worked for the railroad, so he had lots of money.
Mm.
He was an electrician for the railroad. Plus, he was kind of our go-to man. He talked us into getting a satellite dish, and he hooked us up with the codes to get all the channels for free and shit like that. And
Yeah, we had a guy like that. He gave us like a little card or chip or whatever to get all the free stuff.
missed you too, Ruff. Hey, Ruff, you don't have plans. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm doing a 48-hour live stream, so pop on by. Say hi. Try to keep the old man awake.
I'm telling you, like, I might be on there a lot because usually the weekends are like really boring for me. And I don't work because I'm a disabled veteran. And yeah, so that would be pretty cool because usually like on the weekends, like nothing really good is on YouTube.
Well, I'm doing this because shortly after this, I'm going to be stuck out in the fields day and night picking. So I will not have time to do any live streams unless the weather gets crappy for like a month and a half. So
What
all
kind of
anybody's
produce? What kind of produce do you farm?
it's all corn or soybeans.
Mm.
So I will be out there, and the most you'll get is an upload when I do a random video in the tractor when I'm ranting about something. And then I'll upload that when I get home and I can crash.
Do soybeans grow under the soil or they're
No,
on
they're on top. It's a bush
okay.
plant. And we've got a chef in. Hello, Mr. CCDB.
Hey,
I heard
CC.
someone call my name, so I figured I'd come on up here and say hi.
Hey, Ruff.
Oh no, disabled veteran, that's what you are. Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
We didn't holler for a disabled veteran. We have two.
Yeah,
Dang it.
two
Now I
gimp,
feel outnumbered. I feel outnumbered now. You guys are gonna gang up on me.
Well, that's what
two
we
gimp
do.
vets.
Rough girl ass. Why'd you change your name, B?
Oh, my last channel got deleted, and I figured out a way. You know, I figured because before I was using my main, like what the channels I watch, and I was using that and playing my movie channels. And every time I got deleted, I would have to like resub to everybody. So finally, I got smart and like kept both of them separate. So yeah, it's because I got my channel got deleted, so I had to come up with a new name.
So what are you up to, Mr. CCDB?
Oh, nothing much. Been digging in the front yard around a tree stump. You would not believe, well, you probably would know how many freaking roots go out from a freaking tree stump.
Yeah. I know how
Dynamite.
I know how that is.
Yeah, lass, in town I can't use dynamite.
I had that issue after I had the fire at the trailer.
Hmm.
And I had to help dig a line to run the new gas line to it, and there was freaking roots everywhere, and I had to dig
Oh.
down deep enough to get under the roots, but
You know what
over
my dad
other
would do?
ones.
He would dig down to where all the roots are, and this like in the trench around it, he would just like pack it full of charcoal and just let it burn day
Oh,
and night.
burn the stump. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
he
burn the
would like
stump out.
make like a moat around the thing where all the roots are and put charcoal and just let it burn all day and night.
Well, it's
And it
kind of
won't cause a
nice.
flame.
It's kind of nice swinging a pickaxe again.
And you know, while you're burning those roots, you could put a little building over it and smoke you some meat at the
Hell
same
yeah.
time.
True. It was an aspen tree, though. It doesn't make for very good smoke.
Rough Girl's like, dude, I got roots under my house.
No,
That'll make your foundation up.
I figured I'd level off the driveway so I can actually park next to my house.
Oh, that you just need tractor and just start digging like crazy. Rip the roots out.
Yeah, get a chain and reverse it.
So yes, Mr. CCDB, I'm doing the stupid again. I'm doing 48 hours. Not tonight, but this weekend. And it might go 72 hours if the right conditions are met.
So what time does it start Friday?
11 a.m. Central, which is basically noon Eastern.
Cool.
And there went Mr. CCDB. He fell out. He went poof.
Well, he didn't even say bye. He just boom.
I think he's having an issue. I think the roots are striking back right now.
You know what? It was short lived, but it was pretty good. Like I liked it. Kind of reminds me of Tales from the Crypt. Is they did a Swamp Thing, the series back in the 90s,
It was okay.
and maybe not like a lot of people know about this one. They did a series in the 90s called Welcome to Paradox, and it was like Twilight Zone, but sci-fi. So it was like a sci-fi Twilight Zone. It was pretty good.
I'd rather go back to the 80s and watch Tales from the Dark Side.
I loved watching that.
That
I
that
know
bit,
I know the intro by memory. I can
yeah,
repeat the intro by memory.
but that intro was so creepy.
Yeah.
Black Mirror ain't bad either.
And I watched Monsters, Amazing Stories.
Not sure about Electric
Some
Dreams.
people live on what they believe to be reality, but there's a something unseen by most. An underworld. I forgot.
Yeah, see, you don't have it by memory.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Fake news, people. Fake news. We just had fake
And
news.
if you look in the background, you see a car go by.
Yes, I like both versions of the Outer Limits too. The
Oh
original
yeah.
and the newer version. Newer version had some really good episodes to it.
They ripped well I don't know if they call it rip, but they got a lot of movies from I believe it was Outer Limits where they got the idea from Poltergeist. Little Girl Lost, I think was the episode.
Then there was the first few
Oh,
iterations.
they got Terminator from either Outer Limits or Twilight Zone called The Soldier, and where a
I
guy
think
comes back from time
I think that
or from
was Outer Limits.
yeah. And Outer Limits had a creepy intro. The original. Do
I
not
like
adjust your TV set.
we are control of the horizontal and the
The
vertical.
vertical.
Then of course in the late 80s, early 90s, I like the show Forever Night.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's basically a vampire show, but the one he was a cop, so he worked the night shift. and they had his partner. His partner's name was actually Skanky.
Now, did they know he was a vampire?
The only one that knew he was a vampire was the woman that worked in the morgue area. She knew he was a vampire
Oh,
because he would come to her to get blood that
mm.
she would order in bags.
But I wonder how he got to, pick his hours.
Well,
Like, what if they? What if?
the whole premise was that he had a medical condition to where he couldn't be out
Oh,
in
okay, I got
daylight. So he always got to have night. But if he got caught out, he would sleep in the trunk of his car.
you.
But there was other vampires around the town too that he was always trying to battle and stop from doing shit. And then there
So
was like
it's
a
sort of like another Buffy.
and there was a club in town for just vampires to hang out. It was kind of weird, but it was cool. Time Travelers wasn't bad. The original Westworld movie, original test
Oh,
Terminator, Time Tracks with Dale Midkiff was not a bad one, but I kind of preferred 7 Days. Guy that would get into a capsule and go back 7 days to try to fix something.
sounds interesting.
So 7 Days was a good show. If you haven't checked it out, watch it. It's rather interesting.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Oh, 12 Monkeys was wild.
I liked the movie. I didn't like the series.
I see, once again, I didn't even know they made a series of it.
Yeah. I still haven't seen this Chucky series that came out.
I didn't even know they had a Chucky series. I know,
Yeah.
I remember they had Freddy's Nightmare series.
It's out on USA and I think Sci-Fi. It's on both the channels. They got a Chucky series.
Damn. And back in the 80s, there actually was a doll like that called My Buddy.
I had the doll and I used to terrorize my nephew with it. My
You know what?
nephew, my nephew's like 9 years old. He'd seen the movie. He was terrified of the doll. I would show up over at my brother's house, like early in the morning, right before he was supposed to get up. I would take that doll up and set it on the foot of his bed, and just slowly shake the bed, not say anything. So when he woke up, the first thing he looked at was Chucky staring at him, and he would scream at the top of his lungs.
Oh, you're mean.
Yeah, when he got older, he said, "Just wait. As soon as I'm in a wheelchair, he's pushing me out in front of the railroad tracks."
You know what the interesting fact is that the eyes for Chucky were the same eyes they used on the Crypt Keeper. It was the same guy who made both uh, models, and he used the same eyes. So if you look, Chucky and the Crypt Keeper have the same eyes.
Another one I would love to rip on, Creep Show.
Creep Show was a classic.
As long as it's the first one.
Meteor shit.
That's right. That one, that episode, that section was hilarious. With back when, God damn it, Stephen King was actually funny, and I think he drank too much meteor shit, and his brain went to crap.
Yeah, don't put Stephen King behind the director's chair because a good example of that is the Langoliers. That has to be the worst CGI I ever seen.
Well, they need to stop redoing Stephen King movies too, because when they redid The Stand, that was horrible.
I thought it was okay.
I hated it.
We're talking about the one with Gary Sinise, right?
Gary Sinise was the original version of The Stand. They redid it
Okay.
a few
Oh, I didn't
years
know they
ago.
redid it. I like the original then. Yeah.
They redid it a couple of years ago, put it on CBS All Access as a 10
I didn't
part
know that.
miniseries. And they screwed it up so damn bad. This is how bad they did it. They turned Larry Underwood into a black man and then threw every trope about a black man at him.
Oh God.
They made him only after white women. He didn't even write the song "Baby Can You Dig Your Man." He stole it from somebody else that wrote it. He was running around with drugs all the time.
Oh gosh.
I mean, they threw every bad representation of a black man at him, and this was The Stand. And The Stand was so damn bad because they kept time jumping back and forth throughout every 10 episodes.
Oh gosh.
They didn't even start off with the. They started off clearing Boulder and then did a short little time jump back to before Captain Trips, and then they jumped back to Bolt. And I mean, it was so damn stupid. Hello, LDG.
Oh, what's up?
The second biggest hit against the Stand remake starred Amber Heard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I think Ezra Miller was in it too.
I know Stephen King didn't like Stanley Kubrick's Shining, so he did his own, and it sucked. Pet Cemetery was cool
Yeah, that cemetery was a good one. Especially when poor Gage gets hit by the semi.
though. Gage.
Knocks him right out of
Oh
his shoe.
gosh, the
Boom!
the cringiest part is when he like cuts the Achilles tendon on the guy. Oh my
Poor, poor,
ah.
Her- poor Herman Munster.
Yeah, I'm like ah.
How could they do that to poor Herman Munster? Cycle of the Werewolf wasn't bad. They could do another take. They've already done two versions of Maximum Overdrive / Trucks. They don't need to do that one again.
You know, people like rip on the original Maximum Overdrive, like how bad it is. I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
There may be a trivia portion of the marathon stream too. Yep. Sure, a couple of things in the movie didn't make sense, like the little military cart with the machine gun on it. That made no sense whatsoever. The
How
aliens are taking over things that had computer chips and shit. That little cart had nothing like that. It had a little motor and a machine gun on it. It should have never been controlled by the aliens.
and also the soda machine, like shooting out cans like that.
Well,
So
yeah,
it
or
don't work
or,
that way.
or the damn remote control car in the dog's mouth. Really?
Yeah.
The dog would have just bit it and threw it. But then other things were creepy as hell, as a steamroller coming after you. And that
And that,
clown semi just was creepy as hell.
yes. And that
So,
woman, the married couple, I cannot stand that woman's voice.
don't like Lisa Simpson.
Oh gosh, the voice. Oh, it drives me crazy.
She's the one that did the voice for Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons all
Really?
these years. Yes, that's
I
her.
didn't know that. Oh, I gotta take my medicine.
And they just happened to get to a truck stop where the owner of the truck stop has tons of guns.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba.
It
Watch this,
wasn't,
Bubba.
though that clown did kind of resemble the Green Goblin. It was supposed to be some toy company. I always wish I could get a smaller version of that to put on the hood of my truck.
That'd be cool.
I'm driving up behind somebody on the 4 lanes with that clown looking at him. And Jeffrey Nelson is in the house, says I'm scrounging for $20 to give to my downloadable girlfriend so I can hang out here. Give her pennies. It'll take her a while to count, and you can only give her $19 worth of pennies. By the time she counts them all, you'll have been here for quite a while, and it won't matter.
Yeah.
Yep, Yardley Smith. That's her name. In Maximum Overdrive, she was the married couple woman.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking for some reason she might have been with the Facts of Life, but I don't think that was her.
She was not with the Facts of Life. Did have steady work with The Simpsons.
Man, I miss the 80s.
So do I. So less complicated.
Growing up in the 80s were like, I mean, it was the best decade. I mean,
People didn't get offended by anything.
yeah. I feel sorry for the kids now that didn't get to experience the 80s.
We were the innovators of gamers.
Yeah, that's when all the technology came out, like personal computers, Commodore 64,
My Atari 2600.
yeah, Amiga.
All right, Jeffrey. He didn't find his $20, so the downloadable girlfriend's making him leave, but he's looking forward to the weekend stream. Have a good one, Jeffrey. And Mr. CCDB is back in the chat, and he says involuntary router reboot. Still not up to speed. Just an FYI. Thanks for having me.
All right, D, I gotta send her the text. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm getting close to ending this stream for the night, so I can get some rest. I've been on for an hour and a half, and
all right, well, see you guys.
but thank you for all coming, and remember, Friday morning we start the mayhem. So if you got any ideas, hit me up on where you can find me. Leave us an idea. Maybe we'll come up with some extra stuff to do during this, because it's not all about me. It is about the viewers and you. And here is our standard words of wisdom.
I'll get the hell out of here. Go on, you go on, get the hell out of here.